This lawsuit against Credit Acceptance Corporation isn't just about one contract. It's about exposing a nationwide scheme that's been hiding in plain sight. Credit Acceptance structured my agreement to look like a simple car loan, but behind the scenes, they securitized it, retained control, and charged a 23.99% interest rate, well above Virginia's legal limit. That's not just deceptive, it's unlawful, and they're doing that in every state they operate in. If Virginia steps in this case, could trigger a wave of enforcement against lenders who use dealer advance programs to disguise true lending relationships. And if the federal government follows through, the IRS, CFPB, or SEC, then consumer lenders across the country will be forced to rethink how they structure, report, and enforce their contracts. This lawsuit demands restitution, recharacterization, and accountability. But more than that, it could set precedents, forcing leaders to respect substance over form and putting consumers back in control of their financial rights. The system's been rigged long enough. Now it is actually time to expose it accurately. And the claims that I'm raising in my lawsuit are the same claims that Credit Acceptance has settled numerous of times with investors, other consumers, or state attorney generals who actually stepped up and held them accountable. This lawsuit is the first lawsuit in the history of the Fourth Circuit and all other federal circuits where claims of this magnitude has been brought against Credit Acceptance Corporation or any other finance corporation from a consumer capacity. You normally see these lawsuits filed by attorney generals of states or the lawyers for the investors. Never have you seen these claims filed from a consumer standpoint. I've seen a lot of consumer complaints and lawsuits filed against Credit Acceptance and other finance companies, but they all have missed the mark because they are approaching it and attacking it from a consumer-like standpoint and doesn't have the mindset of a creditor or a lender to attack them on the level in which they operate. This lawsuit could actually spark a reform in consumer financing. I am one man taking on the complex system. So, it further goes to says that this is what took place, man. I signed the contract. The dealership transferred that contract to Credit Acceptance. Credit Acceptance now had the proper collateral so they can issue trust notes to the investors. The investors put the money up for my dealer for the purchase price in exchange for the contract in which where I will be making my monthly payments. Cool, no issue with that. The thing is, and your legal department admitted that Credit Acceptance never gave me any type of funding in order to even support a contract, which is not a big deal. Rather, they got my promise to pay the security and they was able to raise the funds for the purchase. So is it that credit, and this is their own words, I'm reading it from and it's filed with the SEC. So is it more that Credit Acceptance really just acted as a broker between me, the one that needed financing, and the ones who's willing to invest in my contract? So you all just kind of mainly were just the middleman to broker the deal instead of really being a lender in the traditional sense, like Credit Acceptance went into their own back pocket and put up the money. You kind of more brokered the transaction. Is that more of an accurate statement?
Well, I'll be damned.
Reminiscing the good old days, remembering to forget all the bad ones. I remember when college seemed so important, but is it worth it? Been wondering what you 90 degree. I'd like to do what I love, but what if I'm not good enough? Split personality, sometimes sour, sometimes sweet. An M. Night Shyamalan story called Everything's Peachy. Can we just skip straight to the plot twist, please? Life's all about balance.